Hello. Good afternoon to you all. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you guys. Come on in. Let's have amazing conversation this afternoon. How are you guys doing? Welcome to Yoyo's World. Thank you for being here. So we are continuing the conversation we started this morning about the DBS, Two-Face DBA and Annie DBA. And if you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Oyoyo. And for the stories I'll be discussing today, if you're not familiar with the name, Two-Face is a music legend from Nigeria. He has been in music industry for over 25 years, and he's one of the will I say the big shots in Africa music industry. You can't talk about African music without talking about Two-Face. He has done a lot of songs, hit songs to that effect. And recently, him and his wife, they premiered in the famous Netflix show, drama show of the young, famous on Africa. And the wife has been there for 3 seasons. This last season did not go well with the viewers on how the wife of Two-Face, which is Annie Dibia, presented herself in that particular show. The show was premiered on the 17th or 19th. Let me be very sure it's a Friday. Um, Friday. I want to be very sure. Yeah, on the 17th of January 2024, 2025. And after the premiere, a lot of people saw that Annie Dibia was not just together. There was something off with Annie Dibia. And this was based on the way she carried on. I personally made a live stream discussing that I don't understand why she behaved the way she behaved, but I feel strongly something was wrong with Annie because that behavior was not normal and that was not a fair representation of Nigeria. So as you come into today's live stream, be open-minded and also contribute in the comment section because we have quite a lot to talk about. Two-Face Dibia took to social media to announce his separation from his wife Annie Dibia and also inform the social media citizens that he is filing for a divorce. There is nothing wrong in filing for a divorce when the marriage is no longer together. Oyoyo would never encourage anyone to continue in a toxic relationship when it's not working out for you. Marriage should be enjoyed and not endured. Mark my word, enjoyed, not endured. When it became an endurance race for you, that will be the right time for you to reassess the whole thing and know what you want in your life. Let's assume that Two-Face Dibia has had it all. Let's assume that he's so tired of the whole thing that been happening in their marriage and relationship. Let's just assume that he was done. Fine. Go to the court, get a divorce, and leave social media the heck alone. That is not the right place to, announce your divorce. You have to announce that to your family. You have to take it to the court and then do the needful. But when Two-Face announced that to the social media family, telling them it's all over, that they are separated, they are going on this, internet style buzzing. Nigerian entertainers, Nigerian celebrities, especially the female one, all rallied around Annie. And the question they were asking, Two-Face, that's so insensitive of you. Two-Face, why? All right. So we'll be talking about that. Two-Face Dibia versus Annie Dibia Internet Decide. What are they talking about? A lot of people had opinions to express. Are we holding them on their opinion? No. Every one of us were entitled to our opinion, and most of their opinion expressed so far, they've all been fair. You can get a divorce, but why are you coming to social media to drag your wife because they've not divorced? Why did you take to social media to do this? Welcome, Trends with Octavia Cora. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I hope your day has been great. Now, people are not finding it funny, and a lot of people are lending their voices. Internet are beginning to talk. When I mean internet, people on the internet. The comment section is actually buzzing like fire. And a lot of people, like I said, had opinion over this. Before I left on my morning live stream, I left you guys with all the no's written out by Uche Elundo, another Nigerian Nollywood actor. The likes of Mary Njoko also, lend her voice. Mary said, "Bro, Annie has a family. Your sister-in-laws are many. And you have stayed quiet out of, no, we have stayed quiet out of respect for her tough choices. But since you have decided to humiliate her at her lowest, no wahala is your choice. Just make sure she's healthy and okay. Because when the time comes, we all have plenty of questions for you." So, what are they insinuating? Is Two-Face the reason why Annie is not healthy? This particular statement carries a lot of weight with it. Are you saying that it's because of Two-Face Annie is not healthy? We don't know. We, at this point, do not know the genesis of Annie's mental breakdown, and that's not what we'll be talking about today. We'll be discussing that on another live stream, but what we are talking about is how the internet reacted to this divorce announcement. I personally was of the opinion that is not the right place for you to announce your divorce. You don't owe anybody explanation on the social media. Rather, you owe that explanation to your children, to your family, and to the court. This is the reason why I'm applying to get a divorce. I have filed for a divorce and I need to get out of this relationship. I don't want to continue with this woman. That is more dignifying thing to do than coming to throw your already messed up wife to the vultures of social media for them to devour. You're not helping the mother of your children. Let's say she's no longer the African queen of your heart. But how about the fact that she's still the mother of your children? We'll be getting on onto this in subsequent live streams coming up. Okay. So let's continue. All right. Thank you for joining today. DT, greetings to you, moderators and people in the chat. My first time here. Pray all is well. Thank you for joining us today. We are talking about a very sensitive and interesting conversation today about a musician that took to social media to announce divorce. And the way it goes to the wife is not feeling well. Okay. Some people will say, yeah, what happened? How about when Cardi B made her own announcement? Why are we crucifying Two-Face? Why? The point is, Cardi B said, "I'm welcoming a child and this is the end of a relationship." Fine. Annie Dibe said, "We are separated, a divorce filed. I'll be making not Annie Dibe, I'm sorry, Two-Face Dibia. And I'll be making a press conference, you know, at a set time." The thing is, you have been with this woman for the most part of her life. If you met her at 15, that means you are her first boyfriend, according to what both of you have been claiming all these years. First man in her life, probably maybe the last man as of this point. And if she's 40 or 41, that means you've been with her for 25 years. Okay, so think about that. What happened to that 25 years? She took you with your stains. When I mean stain, your history, Two-Face, and your life hasn't been all golden. She accepted everything and went on with you. At least some dignity should have been okay for the sake of what we had in the past, not the internet. So a lot of people are talking on the internet, and we'll be reading about that, and I'll be sharing my own opinion. Joe, thank you for joining me today. How are you doing? Then someone said, "It be like say this matter they Two-Face." So of course the matter would they Two-Face. It is how Annie never castigated him online when so many derogatory statements was flying all over social media regarding his philandering lifestyle. This lady maintains steez and stuck with her man. Now you do this to her at a time when the whole world is on her neck. This is just mean. This just this is just mean of a man. No empathy, no sympathy. I'm just pissed by his action. Definitely people are really talking, okay? And Nigerian celebrities are not left out. Just very few people are defending Two-Face and saying, when will he be if not now? Of course, the timing of filing for divorce depends on how much you must have taken and how much you could tolerate. If Two-Face had filed for a divorce without coming on social media, I will come here and defend that and tell people, yes, he has filed for a divorce. He's no longer interested. He doesn't want this to choke him. But bringing your problem to the social media is never the right thing to do. Then people were asking, why now? Why now? Is it a why now? Why did you file for a divorce now? Or why did you come to social media? A lot of people are talking about social media, but a lot of people are saying, why now? Knowing fully well that Annie is not at the right place or right senses or whatever. The thing is, maybe Two-Face is tired. Maybe filing for divorce, he's tired that each time he wants to take make a strong move towards that, maybe the wife will come up with something. It could be. It could be. All right. DT is saying this might explain why Annie was quite tense during the new season of Young, Famous, and Africa. Um, their relationship hasn't really been a calm one. They've been living in pretenses that all has been working, but is not working. People could see through their pretense. People could see through their lies that it was a good relationship. It was never a good relationship. It was never. Because you can't tell me you have a woman in your life and you go around impregnating other women. So it hasn't been a rosy marriage. Is a marriage, to me, my definition of it, marriage based on sentiment. Marriage based on, if I can have you, nobody can. Annie will be saying, I've been with you for the longest. You met me when I was 15, and now you want to abandon me. And Two-Face could be saying, okay, she's been with me. She has been so patient with me and all of that in all the whole 9 years. Okay, let me just go and marry her and make her happy. But even after marrying Annie, did Two-Face stop getting her involved with other women? No. And like I said, when I left this morning with the topic I left that we said we are going to, dig deeper into, people are saying after all Annie gave you her life, her love, her everything. This brings me to the point, women. As you're getting into that marriage, into that relationship, what is your plan? Are you planning to also grow with your husband as your husband is growing? Or are you planning to be a leech whereby if your husband is going anywhere, you're following him up and down without building yourself, without finding your voice, without moving and making sure that as your husband is growing, you're also growing. You guys are building empire together. That is one question I'm asking my fellow women. Two-Face, at the time Two-Face and Annie became the marriage thing, we all saw. Two-Face was a brand. Anything that associated with Two-Face at the time was like selling like wildfire. Why did Annie Dibia not utilize that opportunity to grow herself, develop herself, be a boss lady? Why? When things are happening, people are all just news. It's not just news. To me, it goes beyond news, it goes beyond broadcast. I try to, sieve that particular news to find out lesson cause that will help my gender. What lesson are you learning? You young woman listening to me, young lady out there thinking about, I want to marry a celebrity, I want to marry a big shot. What lesson are you learning? Are you the type, oh yeah, because my husband is rich and comfortable, I don't need to do anything? You don't need to go and work for anybody, but you can work for yourself. You don't have to be an employee, but you can be a boss lady. What brand are you creating with that fame that is going around with your husband? Because there is actually nothing you will start that will not sell, unless if you're the lazy type. that want to attach yourself on every phase, every event, every show, everything the guy does. What lesson are you learning, oh women? People are saying Annie did this, Annie did that for Two-Face, Annie did that for Two-Face. What did Annie do for Annie? Did Annie do anything for herself? Are you learning, you young woman? Your husband is a businessman, working hard, doing well. What are you doing? What? All right. It seems like Annie took the back seat. Exactly. That's what I see. Exactly. It wasn't a good marriage from the beginning. It was never a good marriage from the beginning, T. Never. Yes, both Annie and Two-Face have flaws, his history and his inability to see her potentials. And that is the reason why you should develop yourself. And to be honest with you, when you make yourself to be cheap, that's how the man will see you. The man will go mess around, get 3 women pregnant, will come back, you will say, I forgive you. He will get another, after the first round of babies, they will go and make another round of babies. You still forgive. When are you going to put your foot on the ground? When? And say enough is enough. When are you going to call the shots? Or will you just be there as a tool? When? When? I keep saying this, I keep encouraging our women. If something is happening to people, those, popular people, learn a lesson. Don't be the next victim. Don't be a statistic. Don't. Are you learning something from, how much you have given in a relationship? Are you receiving that love back? Is it 50-50? Is it being reciprocated? Or are you just attaching yourself that if it's not me, it will not be any? A video of Annie was released this morning. A video that was made about 3 years ago or 4 years ago. Is all over social media where Annie was crying, swearing. Two-Face family never liked her. They don't want her. That Two-Face and the manager, they've all planned, and Two-Face traveled to the US without her, his wife, that he has gone to be with Peru. A man will go to where he wants to be. You cannot cage a man. And it simply means that your love for him has never been enough. It has never been enough. So thinking because you live with him in the house that he will still not do what he wants to do is a big mistake. Eventually, at the end of it all, look at how it's all played out. The same man you've attached yourself for years, refused to develop yourself. You started acting before we knew what was going on. Your acting career was washed down the drain because you were busy following Two-Face. That person doesn't have the same energy for you. Does he have the same energy? Does he reciprocate that love you're showering to him? Women, learn. Learn from people's mistakes so that you don't add to statistics. Now, Annie has been added to the statistics of women that will do anything at all costs to be with a man. And at the end of the day, the man will still break their hearts, shatter the heart into pieces without any remorse, without any empathy, without looking back. People are calling Tuface Idiba out for announcing the marriage on internet. I did so. I called him out. That's not the right thing to do. If not for anything, for dignity. You have grown children. They are in school today. And I believe a lot of people have been asking them, I saw your parents are in the news again. Oh my God, is your mom a crackhead? Think about how insensitive that broadcast, what it meant for your children. A lot. Even when they don't want to go on social media to read, because the first daughter with Annie is an entertainer also. Even if she decided to turn off her phone, her classmates will not. Hey, Isabella, I saw your parents are in the news. They're saying that your mom is this, that she's in rehab, she's that. Your father is. Have you thought about it? Have you? When I think about this Annie and Two-Face thing, the next thing that comes to my mind was Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown story. How Bobby cleaned up, but Whitney couldn't, and eventually Whitney died. We know how Whitney's story was, unable to clean herself out of what they were taking. Now, Annie, from her clips from Young, Famous, and Africa, you could see that this lady was not stable. I am not a psychologist, but when I watched that video, those were my questions. Because we all read to understand. And when you see those characters being displayed, you easily pick them up. You easily pick them up. When is she gonna put herself first and stop being a doormat? Exactly. Exactly. T. Exactly. Annie worshipped the ground Two-Face walked on. I really wonder why. To be honest with you. Don't be say Two-Face or Two Baba has finesse or whatever. None. The guy can't even make a straight sentence. Can't even say anything proper. So what is there to even worship? The name, the money, the fame, the private jets? I guess so. The money, right? But not at the detriment of your health, not at the detriment of your children. Have you thought about yourself first? I was teaching my young daughter that sometimes there is this thing they call self-care, self-love that is very important. Those are the things I gave her, that she should always take 30 minutes, if not more than 30 minutes, and call it a selfish time, which is self-care. Look after yourself. If you don't want to do anything, just be calm, watch nothing for your peace of mind, meditate, and relax. Think about yourself. Are you doing the right things? Are you going at the right direction? What are you doing? Let it be your self time, self-care time. My kids are still young, but I'm teaching them already. Devote a time in the day just for you. Not for internet, not for mommy, daddy, sibling, just for you. To ask yourself, your inner self, some questions. Where are you today? How are you doing today? Annie has done everything. All Annie has done is about Two-Face. When she was attacked on the Young, Famous, and Africa by Zara, Zara said, "What can you say about yourself? Who are you? We don't know you, that you have any business. We don't know about any acting. Your acting career packed up 10 years ago. What have you done for yourself, if not to follow your Tubaba around everywhere he goes? What have you done? Let nobody don't give people the opportunity to have the audacity to define you in that manner." There was a rich woman, a rich man I saw on social media. Of course, the husband is making so much more, but this woman is into her business. When I saw her, I said she could have just said, "Well, I'll just be there, be chopping the guy's money." No, she has her own brand. She started her own business. She's busy making her own money, teaching her children what it is to be a hardworking woman. So, what has Annie done for herself, if not for Two-Face? Then, after all she did, like people are saying on social media, because I don't know them personally to know the extent of what she did. But based on what people are saying, especially those close to her, what has she done for herself? So, you young person listening to me today, learn from Two-Face and Annie Dibia's marriage crash. Learn from it. There are so many fractions right now. Those sided to Baba, those siding Annie is a big kind of internet, will I say, buhaha. Those in favor, those that are not in favor. Those fighting this one, those that are not supporting this one. Take a moment, you woman. Take a moment, you young lady. Find your voice. Don't let your voice be swallowed because you're married to a famous person. Find your niche. Create your own brand. Expand on what the opportunity God gave you by getting married to those big shots. Expand on it. This person, this Cubana chief priest, is a businessman, but his wife is also a very, will I say, a big businesswoman. She has something that she's doing. Have a brand. Think about you. What's that thing that makes you happy apart from that, your husband? And it's not even that the man respects Annie. The man had never respected Annie. Because a man that loves and respects you will not be jumping around women, getting them pregnant, making babies across the globe. Only God knows if there are more babies that we are not aware of. Only God knows. I came around the performance Baba gave few days ago um, before he made the announcement. And oh, as I'm talking now, the thing just popped up to me. Guess what Baba was heard saying? Annie Day house, but we are here. I'm still searching. So Baba has actually felt, I'm tired of with this woman. I'm done with her. I want to move on. The thing is, we don't know the extent of what the mental state of Annie is and what she's going through. And people are not even talking about what led to what. Because we don't have that record right now, we will not be talking about the mental state because they say she's in rehab. We don't know what she's in rehab for, whether she was in rehab for drugs or what. We don't know. So we are not going to be talking about that at the moment. But the thing is, know when to say, okay, I've had enough. Read the red flags and the signs and know when you tell yourself, this is not working. If Annie had a little love for herself, she would have known a long time that this marriage or whatever they call it was never working. She could have figured out on how to say enough. She could have figured it out on how to say enough. But no. But no. She said, it must be me or not. No. The day Baba came to this world, they did not attach you on the day he was born. Anybody is irreplaceable, including me. So don't think that it must be you. That attitude, that mentality is not the right mentality. Life is a soul journey. You're on your own kind of journey. Even twins, they run this journey separately. So let us have this at the back of our mind. It's not, it must be me or no other. When a man is not giving you that vibe, learn to count your losses and accept your losses and move the heck on. Keep moving. Look at Annie today. Just a day, they said Tuface performing this event a day before he made the announcement. And he was seen here singing, telling people, Annie Day house, we are here outside and I'm still searching. So he's already gone ahead looking for another woman. Why Annie is still sucking over the loss of Tuface. Nobody worth buying for. I said it this morning. I said it 2 days ago when I did a live stream about DV. Nobody on earth worth buying for. And don't be dragged into it. Don't stay in a marriage and drown because of what? Annie needs help. This is the time for her to brace up. And I hope though, where she is that really she's getting treatment. She can do better. She can survive too, Baba. She can become the Annie Dibia. She can. A lot of people came to defend Tuface. I've seen people coming to defend. That's why my picture here is say Duba and marriage clash. I'm gonna put out one or two so that we can see together, okay? Um, okay, they are saying that Annie is checked in a rehab where Tiwa Salvage and Tokema Kinwa are allegedly taking care of her. And that has been in the news all morning. And a lot of people reacted over what happened to Annie. And some people are also saying you should stop blaming Tubaba. Nobody's telling Tubaba not to walk away from the marriage. Oh no, that would be the last thing I would do. But what I'm saying that Tubaba did wrong is what coming to social media to announce it. That is what Tubaba did wrong. Coming to announce it on social media. Nobody is saying Tubaba should not leave the marriage when he's not working. I read this morning what Uche Elendo said. Uche said, no love, no accountability, no loyalty. It moves very fast, okay? Let me read it. No accountability, no loyalty, no culture, no bond, no memory, no decorum, no respect, no empathy. I am so disappointed at the betrayal and insensitive public announcement. That is for sure. From Tuface. At a time like this, love does not count errors. The public do not need this information. You are too big for public validation, which is true. A woman that locked in on all your mess in the public space. What goes on behind us? But what we see, we believe. Men will stain your white. Most of them forget so fast. Annie left her life for the man she loved, but love has failed Annie. Love is a good thing, but that doesn't mean that love is stupid. Love does not mean that you should not be able to create a thing for yourself, think about yourself, or even think about career. Let's assume Two-Face was not this popular. Let's just be honest with ourselves that Two-Face, is doing 5 to 9 job. Would Annie pack herself up and be following Two-Face to employer's place? Definitely not. Definitely not. Is Tubaba the only person that is an entertainer that has a wife in Nigeria? Oh no. P Squares, they had wives. Paul of P Squared went for a divorce. Nobody heard about it. And then what happened? He's married again. Are their wives following them all over the place? No. Lola is not following Peter all over the place. It's not. And Davido, I remember when Davido's son, when something happened to Davido's son, the Chema was seeing that Chema followed Davido for a show in a battle. Do you think Chema will make that mistake again, following up on that? No, she would attend the one she can attend, but not following the man like a chewing gum gummed up on the man's body. No, chase your own dreams. I'm talking to the fellow women listening to me today. Chase your own dream. Figure out who you are, what you want to be. If anything should happen to your man today, what becomes of you? These are the questions every young person out there should be asking herself. All right, entertainment. Trent said, okay. T said, I agree with Zari, the boss lady, on that. Who are you beside Two-Face? That's a very good question. And it's a learning point for me. It's a learning point. Then that's a really a mumu talk. Saying that on stage was rude. Mel, I disagree with you on this one. It's not rude. If somebody come for you, you have to defend yourself with any word that comes to your mouth. And that was what Zari did. It was left for Annie to do what? To respond. And I felt so bad that she did not respond because I was expecting Annie to say, "Oh, you're coming for me, a woman that is marrying her son's age bracket." Oh, but Annie was just quiet, and Zari, kind of gave Annie the bomb of the show. So there is no better place to say than on that show. If that should send a message to Annie, look, you have done all of this because of Two-Face. How about you? Who are you outside of Two-Face? That same man that will leave you, run to America to be with another woman. That same man that will leave you and go around impregnating other women. Who are you outside of that man? Love, they say, is reciprocal. How is he reciprocating that love? Is he there laying his life for you like you're doing for him? Think about it genuinely and let us keep sentiment aside. That's how I say it. Let us learn with this Annie and Truth Baba story. Let us learn. We'll keep learning. A lot of other things are coming up, and I'll be going live again this evening. So don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook if you're not following me. Like this video. Leave me your comment as you come around to watch this live stream. I'm going to be keeping them short so that it will be easy for you to replay when you come back later to watch. Like I said, is internet buzzing? Yes, internet is buzzing. Easy Annie versus Baba. Of course, the audience are buzzing. They are taking sides. So, on what side are you? For me, I will tell you what Baba did, what Tuface did is absolutely wrong. You don't come on social media to announce, I mean, what for? Why do you need that? It's not that you have a music that, you know, if you don't say anything, it's going to hinder. No, that is the wrongest move for him to do. Coming on social media to announce it. But is it filing a divorce a bad thing that he did? I will tell you no. He has the right to file for a divorce. You don't need to wait until the person is this and that before you file. Especially like they said, all of them are saying that Annie was in rehab, she relapsed. Then you'll be asking yourself, am I going to put my life on hold if this person is not going to get it together? But I'm also going to say here, it's always easier for men to switch off and easier for them to move on. There was a story, a case I read in America about a man whose wife went into coma for months. They've been, everybody, the family is praying that their mother should, come back alive, and the woman's family also praying. People, and they were looking forward to the day they will hear that yes, she's back to life and things like that. And the husband was also patient, waiting. But people did not know the agenda the man had until the day the woman opened her eyes. She opened her eyes. She came out of coma. The moment she came out of coma, the man filed for a divorce. Men could be very insensitive. I understand. They could be very insensitive. But the thing is, if Two-Face is choking, if he is tired, he has every right to file for a divorce. They can do it quietly without anybody hearing about it. They don't even need to go to court to drag anybody. All they needed to do is what? Get their lawyers to talk to each other, come up with the divorce papers. This person signed, the other person signed. They find a way to divide their assets quietly. They go to the court and get it stamped, and everybody will go their separate ways. It can be that easy. But when somebody else is having the mentality, I'm not going to take it after all I did and all you did not do, that's when it starts getting difficult. Divorce can be something you sit in your house and get it done. But because people want to, get every pounds from the other person's flesh, that's when they start dragging. So I'm saying here, maybe Baba is tired. Maybe he's been in waiting for Annie to get clean so that they can get this thing done. And after hoping, maybe seeing a brighter light that is coming to an end, the next thing, boom, Annie will relapse. Maybe, especially based on what is out there on social media. We don't know the reason why Baba filed at the time he filed. And people should not crucify him for filing for a divorce. Why I'm crucifying him is for coming to tell us on social media that he has done that. That is all shades of wrong. All shades of wrong. You have no place to Baba to come out. You don't owe us any explanation. You don't. Take your shit outside of social media. Your family problems, your personal issues are not for public consumption. Let it be aftermath that people will get to hear. Oh, imagine, I didn't even know they were separated. Talk more of divorce. Oh my goodness. Yeah. At that time, you guys have made some progress on how to move on with your life. But the thing is, coming on social media to do it is wrong. And that's why they are clashing on social media. This person is after this person. Those people are after this. A lot of people got some opinion to share. A lot of people. They have opinion on why Tuface did it, why Tuface did not do it, why should he, and why should Uche Maduagu. Let me read for you guys what Uche Maduagu said, okay? Uche Maduagu has made multiple posts about this, and okay, let me go back a little bit. He has really, oh my God, he's been writing. He said, Tubaba endured a lot for years. Annie needs to beg God for forgiveness. No good man should ever go through all Tubaba passed through because of love. Annie should beg God for forgiveness. Tubaba endured for many years. Annie, don't let me open talk on your matter here. Don't let me tell stories Nigeria don't want to hear. That's Uche Maduago writing. And he went on saying, this guy will not stop anyway. This good man has tried everything within his powers to put smile on your face. Tubaba is not perfect, but God knows he tried. Any man way fit endure like this deserve award. I don't want to share stories here, but on this matter, I go tell the world what a good man Tubaba be, a great dad and the best. If not for Tubaba, you will be where you will be nowhere today. That is Uche writing. And Uche continues to write. He said, Annie's biggest marital mistake was surrounding herself with friends where don't go through divorce like Toke and Tiwa. Uche, waiting they do you. Waiting them one advise you. Now Toke they rush to post about their marriage wahala. Toke, you get all this knowledge. Why you know apply them for your own marriage? Hey, gosh. If I talk everything where I know for any matter, everywhere go scatter. Dear married women, don't ever surround yourself with friends where don't go through divorce if you want your marriage to last. See what Annie did. See what Annie don't go through. Uche, Uche. And he's already, some people have moved on very quickly. Some people can really move on. Uche has moved on. Look at what he said here. So, but God will give you a godly wife that will treat all other Pekins like she treats her own. Imagine, I don't think I should continue to read this Uche's thing. Is getting me angry already. It is getting me angry. Okay. It is getting me angry. All right, let me see. Cutie Jews is one of those who have been defending to Baba and all of that. So we're going to look at it and then we'll call it a day, okay? So let's see what Cutie G said. She had made a lot of statements this morning. A lot. I can't even catch up with all the things she's been saying, okay? Let me pull up. QTGs, based on what the internet is saying concerning this whole thing, he said, yes, we all sympathize with Annie and Two-Face because divorce isn't luxury, especially when there are kids involved. I believe that's what Tokemakinwa said that she posted. And then she now said, but Toke shouldn't even be, okay, but Toke shouldn't even be the last person to school Two-Face about how to handle such and about bringing it to the media. Yes, I like Toke, but with this Two-Face announcing on social media, Madame should find a seat at the far left corner and sit down somewhere. Toke that wrote a whole book about her marriage and divorce. As if that was not enough, she did a whole media tour on this issue. It's funny how these so called feminists think men shouldn't speak or react at all. When Two-Face and Annie got married, they announced it on social media. So, what is the big deal if their separation is in the media? No, 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 no. QTGs, I disagree with you. After all, they are both high-profile celebrities, and it's definitely going to be on social media space somehow. So, if one of them has decided to take control of how the media reported should be. And of course, he can be excused. About timing, it is still not in your place to tell them when to. Ooh, okay. You wrote your book when Majay was about having some sort of meaningful job, and boom, everything went south. Majay, in this case, was Toke Makinwa's husband at the time. They finally got divorced, and Toke moved on. Toke herself wrote a whole book about her divorce, which was a bestseller, and she did a media tour, international media tour, talking about what she went through in the marriage, and that's why QTGs is reacting. And if you really look at it from that perspective, I can understand why that reaction, because it's like a kettle calling the other one black. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you live in a glass house and you're throwing stones. That's the kind of situation Toke put herself in. No matter how you feel you're empathizing with your friend, if you've done the same thing that you're accusing another person of doing, you're not in the right frame to judge one another. That's my opinion. Okay, so Toke, like Cutie Juice reminded her, she did a media tour. She was in America, different states in America. She sold her book. It was a bestseller. A lot of people bought the book, and all she talked about in that book was what she went through in the marriage and all of that, and who was the ex, Majay. And at the time the book was published, it was the news had it that Majay lost a significant job he got at the time. So, talking about telling somebody the timing, Toke is not in the best place to advise Two-Face. Honestly, let me be very straight here. Toke isn't in the best place. Okay. And that's the way I look at it. I try to be fair when we discuss this thing so that we can have a balanced a conversation. Where was what Two-Face did, breaking it on social media, the ideal thing to do? Hell no, that's the wrongest thing to do. You don't bring your family affairs on social media. You don't give the internet warriors, you don't arm them with things to fight you with. You kind of brought it out there for them to have opinion, and they are going to drag the living daylight of both of you. So that's not the right thing to do. Filing for divorce for Two-Face, is it a wrong thing to do? No, he has the right to file for divorce. If the woman wants a very peaceful one, you know what? Since this man is tired of you, or say be tired as well of him, get your lawyers to sign the document, let them read through, respond to the document, and that ends it. There is never a perfect time for a divorce because divorce is not a good thing. There is no, okay, because we are all in a better place, let's go and divorce. If you guys are in a better place, of course, there'll be no need for a divorce. Divorce is happening because you guys broke apart. You guys are no longer a unit. So there is never a better time. There is never a perfect time to file for a divorce. So two Baba coming out this time, maybe he has had enough. Maybe he's having it all over his neck. He can't handle it anymore. So moving out of it might be for him to start afresh and start finding some closure and kind of find healing. So nobody should blame him for filing a divorce. Where I'm blaming Tubaba is bringing it to feed us on social media. So I hope I made my point clear. And we'll be coming back again much later in the evening. So turn on your post notification bell to join me later this evening at 5 p.m. Central American time. We'll be discussing extensively everything I have to share concerning what they have already put out there on social media. So before I let you guys go this afternoon, if you're a woman, find your voice. If you're a woman, learn a skill. If you're a woman, go to school. If you're a woman, learn a trade. Don't overly depend on your husband. Sometimes you need to give that person a break and focus on you and think about self-care, me time. That's what I call it for myself. When I'm on a me time, my kids know they will not disturb me. Mommy is on a me time, whether it's 1 hour or 45 minutes. Take that time for yourself. Develop yourself. Research on something. Find what makes you happy. Find what gives you that inner peace and joy. Don't over depend on your husband. Anything can happen. Any marriage can break. We don't pray for that, but as you're developing yourself, learning a skill, a trade, or going to school, or bettering yourself, caring for yourself, thinking about self care, you're equipping yourself with survival skills in case anything happens. If anything should happen tomorrow, you'll be able to stand back on your own and you'll be able to survive. So let's think about it greatly. What impact are we making to on our own, you know, for our own self? What effort are you putting for yourself? What are you impacting in your own life? Don't over depend on your husband. It's not the right thing to do, especially in this now and age. If Melinda Gates, Bill Gates' wife, was still working when they were already billionaires in dollars, how much more you that is just a thousands in naira? Find something to do. Don't depend. Even if it's to fry akara, say on the road, start it. Don't depend solely on your husband. Until I see you guys on my next live stream, do well by yourself. Take care of yourself and one another. Thank you, everyone. Bye.